Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good day. Glad to see everybody here. Let me put this up here real quick. So yeah. I know I'm a little bit earlier than what I usually am. But I've had an extremely busy day. Trying to get things taken care of over here, you know, in my world. Well, I guess Wages world, right? But yeah. But this right here, I've been working on, got my garage door fixed today. And another special shout out to Arthur W. Just me barely mentioning that without really going into too much of detail with that. Yeah, it's just awesome that people are like that. I mean, it just really is. It really brings me back to the point where, I've always said, and, it's hard to see because we got to look hard for it, but we always see there's a lot more good in this world than there is bad. The bad just affects us, in such a way that we remember it so much, so we start to focus on that, and that's the wrong thing to do. So, if you look, you're going to see that there is more good than bad. And at the heart of everything, the majority of people are good people. There's those few out there. I mean, we all know. But, I guess as a society, as a whole, this globe has forgotten to give people the benefit of the doubt. You can't just judge straight off the get. A lot of us are very good judge of characters. Myself, I am. I'm a pretty good judge of character. Within like 5 or 10 minutes, I could pretty much tell if the person I'm talking to is genuine, telling the truth. I mean, all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty good at that, which is why I'm good at poker. But I say all that because we don't see that a whole lot. We tend just to kind of overlook the good and just concentrate on the bad. And this is one thing that's good. I don't, like I said, guys, I don't ask for this. I've never asked for this. And people were asking to be able to help because it makes them feel good and it makes me feel good. It helps. It really does. That's never been my focus and it never will be. And that's a promise. But I want to give people their opportunity to do that. And, as well as myself, people want to help me. It does help me. So that's why. That's why this is there. I was asked that a couple times. And that's why I'm addressing it here real quick. But there's more good in this world than there is bad, guys. There just is. So thank you. Everybody that helps and everybody that doesn't. Just the fact that you're here helps me. But yeah. So I've had a very busy day. And we've had a lot of quakes today, guys. And we're going to get into that. And there's a lot of space weather going on. There's just a lot of stuff going on right now. Had to have my van fixed today too. I had some tires go bad. My emergency brake broke because I couldn't get my thing into the broken garage door. Had to park it on an incline, so I pushed the emergency brake down. The cable busted. Crazy stuff, man. It's crazy. Crazy how that all works out. But it worked out in the end. And I have to say, you guys made that a lot less stressful of a situation for me because I was able to handle that without having to, jump through hoops to find means of ways to get it done. So again, thank you. And I'm going to read off a couple names here real quick. I haven't had a chance to add them to this list. Let me put this over here so people can see the names over here. Angela T, Janet S, Kim W, Scott at Planet X News, my boy, Sam G, Margaret, I'm not going to say the last name this time, F, David W, we all know who that is, most of us do. If you go over to Mark Pyre's channel, you'll see him. He doesn't go by David, but yeah, he's a good guy. Good guy. He's how I found him, and Scott are how I found Mark Pyers. Zarina D, Dave and Renee B, Julie W, Jill D, and another special shout out to one of our subscribers here. You guys probably recognize his name's Bean. He's in here in the chat a lot. Bean, thanks, man, for doing what you're doing, writing the letters. Guys, I appreciate the letters, too. I read every one of them, and they're very touching, a lot of them, okay? So thank you for taking the time to do that. And every PayPal note you put in there, I read it. I take the time to do that kind of thing because it's important to me. The connection we build is more important than any kind of, monetary thing I could gain from any of this. Oh, man, be careful. Icy out there, so be careful. Just saying goodbye to my son. He's heading to work. Guys, here is my PayPal account, and I'm done talking about it. It's right there if you guys want to help. Much love. Much love. So, here we go. What do I got here? Oh, okay. Let me just exile that real quick. And let's cancel that. I did want to get on here fairly early, so that's why I'm here now. That way, people can get and do their life and all that. And I just wanted to get to a place here where I could get online just a touch earlier because, I want to be able to reach as many as I can. And that's why I kind of jump it around. So, hey, Arizona, Trinity, MJ Mama, Barbara, Noel, Jerry, Richard, Payne, Ryan, Barry, Michelle, Susan, Casey, Andy, Payne again, Linda, Angelo. That's right, Boogie down in the Bronx. Here you go, brother. There you go. You got yourself a blue wrench. Don't hit too many people with it. And also, real quick, guys, chat rules, really quick. I'm not going to go into some big old stinking thing like I did yesterday. I'm not going to do that anymore. No more vulgarity. Okay? You can use words like damn or ass or something like that. Just don't get real vulgar, please. Also, can't attack anybody in here personally. You can attack you could challenge them, is a better word, on their ideas and theories. Or, but you cannot go personal with it at all. And the moment it becomes personal, it becomes a problem. You cannot attack any other channels. You can attack me all you want. Okay? But even if you think I don't like them, please do not attack other channels here in my chat. I don't want that there. So, yeah. So that's the typical chat rules. Now, this is something else too. If my mods are listening, I want them to understand this too. Give them a warning if that happens. Because sometimes it happens by mistake or they didn't realize they was breaking a rule. Second time, they would have to know that they done it. So, put them on timeout for 300 seconds. And then if they do it a third time, obviously they're just there. They're either mad or trolling. And at that point, they have to be kicked. Okay? So don't just kick them straight off the bat. Give them a chance, and so things just don't get kind of missed. And let me say this too, guys. People will make mistakes. Moderators included. I make mistakes. If we read something out of context and we figure it out later that we were wrong by doing so, you will be unblocked or we'll make an apology and all that. It's never intentional when we make the mistake. So just know that. We're all human. So, anyway. Human. Guys, again, there's just, we're getting that same pattern there, guys. Right? Look, it's roughly the same time every day. At this point, like I said, I'm pretty confident it has something to do with our positioning rotational of the Earth. Almost has to. For it to happen every day at the same exact time. It's been like that for like over a week, and we've seen this before. Now, something else too here, guys, I haven't talked about in a minute. You guys see this dashed line? We have talked about that a lot here, and it kind of faded off. It didn't go completely away, but now it's getting more intense again. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. Hey Jill, Face the Sky, what's up? Surgery 68. Paul. Okay. So if you're getting ringing in your ears and stuff back here, or right at the, looks about 16 to 1700 UTC, which is about noon Eastern. This could be it, especially if it's happening to you the same time every day. Okay. This is Space Weather Prediction Center. Actually, I'm going to put the chat away here for just a minute. And, you know, I guess what I'm going to do first, we're going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to go straight to the earthquakes, okay? Because I want to get out here and let you guys see these, because that's really what we're talking about. And I will bring the chat back up for this. I should have left it up there to begin with. This isn't just like regional. This is global right now. Okay? So what you're seeing here, guys, you know, you got this big one here, 6.2. That was around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Then we had this one down here in the south also, a 5.1. That was about noon, almost 1 o'clock. And then we can go up here, and that one happened about 11:30 this morning, 11:22 it says. That was a big one. That's the biggest one we had today, and that was in Alaska. And this is right in the same area where they had the big 7-pointer a couple weeks back. I think a tsunami warning initially went out, or at least an alert. I don't think a tsunami, like any kind of big tsunami, materialized from this. But this definitely was a significant one, okay? And then shortly thereafter, a 5.7 down the fault line. You see it? The plate line, plate boundaries. You know, we see that quite a bit. It is directly related for the mere fact, look at this. It's a 6.4. It traveled, the energy travels a little bit, becomes a 5.7. So it makes perfect sense. And if you follow this down, if this was to follow the plate boundary down, look what it runs into. Look what starts happening over here. Okay, this just happened. Okay, this is Nevada, and this is in that same place we had it a few weeks back, the bigger one. And there's been 2 of them here. Let me see if I can't get down in there. Okay, they're still happening, just so you know. There's a 3, okay, but the biggest one was a 5.1 there. I believe that's the biggest one. But there's that other one in Alaska. That one was actually out in the ocean. Okay, this one here was kind of on the Aleutian Islands here, the chain. But this was out here kind of a little bit further away from the fault line than what I would have expected. But that's, you know, I'm not the earthquake guy. I'm just showing you some observations here of stuff that's been happening. It's really that simple. So let me turn on all magnitudes, and we'll get to see this really, really well. Okay? And what I've noticed here, guys, is that really not much is happening around the equator. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I do think it has something to do with solar weather, space weather. And that's why I'm showing you this first tonight. So we got these down here closer. See, that's a 6.2. That's a 5.1. These are all significant quakes. Okay. We were in a little bit of a lull a few days back, and it started ramping up. You know, especially shortly thereafter, we had the volcanoes and stuff over here. That's all seismic activity. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn on 7 days so we can see that. This is the one that happened up in Russia yesterday, I think. Yep, 6.4. That one and the one down in Argentina happened at virtually the exact same time. See, 17:54, and the other one was like 15 minutes later, or earlier. Well, 15 seconds, I mean. Those happened almost at the exact same time. So when you get 2 significant quakes, almost exactly the same strength, almost exactly the same time, but they're that far away from each other, that, you know, the coincidence that would have to happen for that would be, the odds of that being a coincidence are really, really low. Okay? So that's why I say that. That's the only reason why I even talk about that. But it is definitely something we need to pay attention to. Now, you're going to see, we're going to start having activity right here now because we've had that quake, that bigger one. And, you know, everybody is warning the West Coast right now. You know, Dutch was. Matter of fact, I think he's getting ready to premiere a video right now. If I remember seeing it right when I was just now getting on here live. I know Ron's been talking about some stuff over here, over at Emergency Management. And, you know, it just is what it is. Hey, Jerry, what's up? Hey, Sam, what's up? Yeah, the winter equinox. Yeah. Hey, Axe, what's up, man? Dude, I can't tell you how much I enjoy your channel. You know, I'd seen a couple of your videos before, but I went over there after yesterday because I thought I was subscribed and I wasn't. So I didn't know if you were even posting videos or not. That's why I never really brought it up. But I wasn't subscribed. Whether it was YouTube or whether it was my mistake, it is what it is. I didn't mean to do it that way. You know, I thought I was. But, man, I really enjoy what you're doing over there. I really do. It was, hey, Conspiracy, what's up? Christine, hey, hey, hey. So, you know, guys, if you guys, you can drop your link in there, Axe, if you want. He's got some really cool music. It's just laid back stuff. I mean, it's really neat. I really enjoyed it last night listening to it, so yeah. So if you guys can, anybody that's listening here hasn't given him a subscription yet or checked him out, please go over and do so. And same with Christine. She does great photography on the beaches and stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Bubba News. Paula, Keith, MJ, what's up, mama? I missed somebody. Oh, Teresa. Hey, girl, how you doing? It's okay. As long as you're here. That's all we want. We just want you here. Arizona. George, what's up? COVID, what's up? Hey, man, you got me to say a keyword. Don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Tab, what's up? Hey, you enjoy your dinner, Tab. Don't worry about it. We're good. Just listen in. We're all right. Thank you. Hey, Dudette. That's what I'm calling you from now on. You know that, right? Yeah, Axe, go ahead and drop your link in there, man. Everybody wants to see it, so they can go over and check you out, bud. We got to support each other, and this is how we do it. You know what I'm saying? You had me cracking up, Muse. Do that. I'm telling you, you really did. Mark was laughing about it, too. Kind of funny. But anyway, guys, we do have these earthquakes popping, so we're going to have to pay attention to this because it does matter. So let's go to here. We'll start here with space weather. I am going to put the chat away for a minute, guys, okay? So, first thing I want to say is the proton flux is starting to calm down, which is a good thing. That means the radiation's coming down. That's what this is. The S1 is a storm level, a radiation storm level. Okay? That's how they rate these things. And there is a chart showing what each level, what we could expect to see at each level, and what would cause these things to get this high. I'm going to show it to you, but not tonight. It would just take too long for me to go in depth with that right now. But, yeah, it's dropping, which is good. We don't want high radiation. This is one of those things with the proton flux that we would love for it just to stay in one spot and not move. Because the other stuff that, you know, we kind of need some of this other stuff to really operate like we want to here on our planet. So that's a good thing that that's dropping. The next thing I want to say is we've had other flares too. Okay. This is not a big flare, but it did reach up into mid-class C range. It looks like maybe a C2 or 3 maybe. And then this here was a really small one, but because our base is so high, it still affects us. Okay. We may have some radio issues with this. Who knows? Have to wait and see. I don't think we are. Really don't have to wait and see with X-ray, though. It's here and gone in 8 minutes. But geomagnetic activity, notice this. I mean, it just died off. Like somebody snapped their finger and it quit. I'm calling this the calm before the storm. There's a lot of reasons for that. Okay? Because I do think that we're going to have to pay attention. And I mean a little bit extra close right now. Hey, Ricky, what's up? Candace back in here. All right. But yeah, when we're this low, guys, cosmic rays get in. We don't want that. Again, that's radiation. So, you know, we have to have some of this geomagnetism to help protect ourselves, right? You know, it does good for our atmosphere. Hey, Black, what's up, Black Messiah? Here you go. So, but we got the flares and stuff still happening. Geomagnetism in the basement. If this lasts much longer, they will issue a cosmic ray alert. So, yeah. TWT way, Ben. I don't know what you mean there. Hey, Rock. MJ Mama, I'm kind of confused there. But yeah. So, we will, yeah. Yeah, guys, you know, I don't talk about this stuff on my channel, but you see that right there? I'm just going to kind of wave my cursor over it. You know, the Attorney General that our leader appointed and everything, gave him his job, came out today and said that there's not enough evidence there to prove anything, or not enough to prove what our leader right now wants it to. So that is real news right there. It doesn't, you know, I don't know if that we can say that far yet, but I would, yeah, it's kind of pushed me that direction of thinking that way right now too. So just so you know, but I'm not going to get into that big old political discussion, okay? So, how'd you get that, man? I've never seen an account with a name like that, Child of God. How'd you do that? That's cool. You have to pay for that or something? Is it just fancy writing? You change the font, maybe? But it's on the end here, guys. Usually if you change the font, I don't know. Who knows? That is cool. It's almost like, you know, I'm not saying that that's what Child of God is, by no means, but you would see how maybe a YouTube moderator would have something like that. Oh, really? Wow. I might have to look into that. That's really cool, Child of God. I didn't know you could do that. I'm serious. That is the very first time I've seen anything like that. You might have started something kind of crazy there. Hey, if you want, Child of God, type in a website there, if you would, to maybe where we could download the keyboard. Maybe we could try it too. Hey, Troy, what's up, bud? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, I know, Troy. But when he comes out and says stuff like that, you got to know that something is being said behind the scenes there. So that's what I'm not going to get into political discussion. I'm not going to. That's not what we do here, I guess. I just wanted to mention that because I do think that does play effect on what we see. You know, how this affects us and how we respond is what that part of it would do. You know, and let's not forget, the people in those kinds of positions know all about this stuff we're talking about right here. We can't forget that. So, well, it's good to see you here, Troy. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Good to see you. Hope everything's well in your world, man. I really do. So, Ace data. Solar wind speed, very normal until this. I thought this one might have been like a glitchy type of thing because we had the typical blackout time for the day here, but it's not. We are actually experiencing these conditions right now, guys. Okay? If you guys notice this, you see how the BZ here, the positive part of it, is kind of looking straight line. Look what it turned into. So everything's kind of on the positive side of the BZ, but that is chaotic. That's fluctuating. It's fluctuant is what I call it, because it's just going from high to low all over the place, right? Hey, hey, what's up? Jill D, what's up? So yeah. You okay, Jill? So you said BS. I say that a lot. I don't know if I said something or something. I don't know. Anyway. Probably about the political thing, I would imagine. That's why I don't even talk about it, because I don't... It's something that is so hard to talk to people about without upsetting people. Anyway. Enlil. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Jill? It's awesome. I'm gonna. I hope they put. I hope you, child of God. I hope you put that in the chat there, or email it to me at bluecool52@gmail.com. So, yeah, Mama got pulled over by a cop. Oh no, that stinks. Maybe that's what. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So what we're looking at here, guys, again, is the Enlil model. Now, the first thing I want to point out, guys, I'm going to take us to our current time. We're about right here, okay? And if you look at this, we're on the downswing of the density that we were talking about, getting. But we have to understand that you see the range, right? 0 to 50. Anybody that's been with me for a minute knows that sometimes we come over here and look at this, and it'll say 0 to like 15. This is an extremely high range, which means that this curve here is really much steeper. Okay? So that's what I want to say there, so you understand that. Because we're talking about, if you're looking at plasma density, normal conditions is right around 3 or 4. So anything above that, obviously, is elevated. But this is why they got it up so high. Look what's going to happen over here at Stereo A in a couple days. 1, 2, well, roughly 3 days. Now, the big one we had from the big flare the other day, this is not it. This is already, that big flare, the energy from that has already hit Stereo A. Okay? This is stuff behind it. And I say that because watch this. I'm going to pull this over here. You don't really need to watch the graph here. What I really want you to see is the spiral graph right now. Okay? See this right here? That's that black color again. And that's up around 60 density. So look what happens. Okay? Now, that's a side view here. That's aiming right at us. We've had a CME that blew off the sun, and I showed it to you guys this morning, and there's a good chance we're going to catch a glancing blow from it, if not a good shot from it anyway. Now, is it going to be something that's we have to worry about, like a G4 level storm or something? No. It will be more like a lower G level storm if we get anything. But our atmosphere is juiced up right now, guys. Okay? So any and everything that we get right now is just going to be compounded. It's going to be compounded big, and that's, yeah, I need to quit doing that. Sorry, guys. Oh, my goodness. I need to leave my chat alone. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put it down. Sorry, I know it bugs people. I fidget with it. I apologize. But you can see where our proton flux has almost came back to normal. Here's that other flare right there. The aurora, you're not going to see any of this unless we're getting charged particles. Okay? Solar wind, geomagnetism from CMEs, all that kind of stuff. You won't see this with X-ray. It ain't going to do nothing to the aurora with X-ray. And frankly, it's not doing much because we're not really getting a whole lot of that right now. No charged particles. But we're getting it, but it's not elevated. It's not intense. Okay, now I've been showing you guys this one too, and again, this shows us the flares, okay, but it's also showing the proton flux here. See this stuff here? It's radiation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, and I want you guys to understand what this is showing us. If you look here, that is basically the North Pole, basically, magnetically. It's rough about there. Okay, and down here is kind of representing the South Pole. And what I mean by that, you'll see these two little different areas kind of move at the same rate. And also, when the flare hits, you're going to see it's going to be right underneath this. And that's because this is the day-facing side. So, watch what happens. See that? Okay. Every time a flare hits, that thing is right above it. Okay, so we just had that one not too long ago. But you can definitely see how the proton flux is coming down, even on this graph. Okay, see how it's orange? And I was showing it to you yesterday, it was red. Okay, so that's what you got there. Magnetopause models. These things have been doing some crazy stuff. Now, look at this. You see this? 2 hours ago, this was solid white. I showed one this morning that was pretty much, well, it still is. Look, you guys get to see it wipe it away. Look at that. Okay, watch what happens at the beginning of this. I'm going to bring it back. See this? This is what it's looked like all day. That's very low density. So, something has impacted us right now. That's what we're seeing. See that? It just kind of, you can see how we just got inundated with high dense particles right there. You can see it just wipe it. I mean, wham. It just added a bunch. Now, why didn't it add it back here? Well, because that's our magnetopause. It's behind Earth's protective barrier, our electromagnetic field. So anything behind our bow shock gets this way. It's called our magnetopause. All right, behind us here. So, again, kind of crazy stuff. I mean, it's normal, but it's kind of crazy to see it like that. How conditions can change that quick. And if we go back here for just a second, and we look at the ACE data, see the density, how it's jumping all around? That's why. See, and that's another thing. I didn't show you guys this either. See the range on this? Anybody, again, that's been with me for a minute, typically it'll say 0.1, not 1, on the bottom. And at the top, it'll be 10. Right now, we're seeing 1 and 1,000. Which means that this graph, at some point in time, seen something between 100 and 1,000 density. Remember what I said normal was? 4. Okay? That should give you guys a little bit of perspective of what we're actually dealing with when we're looking at this. It makes perfect sense. And listen, you see this color right here? That's as dark as this graph will show. So anything bigger than that right there, it's not going to change this graph at all. It's just going to go to that color and stay there. So we really don't, by this graph, we really can't tell how dense it really is. So we got to look at other stuff. But before we do that, we will take a look at the pressure. Now I want you guys to see that too, because this right here is a perfect example of what I've been telling you guys for a long time, that density really matters in what we're talking about here and how it affects us. This is what it was like, okay? See how all the pressure was gone, pretty much? Nothing going on. And then when we get these dense particles, watch what happens. You see what I'm getting at there? I mean, you don't get any better than an example live like that than right there. That is definitely shows it perfectly. That is like textbook. So you can see we go from no pressure to pressure. Now, I have to say this too, when we're talking about quakes, no pressure sometimes is just as bad as too much pressure. We're always pushing out, guys, okay? Always. We have to have some pressure to contain everything at the consistent level. So low pressure around us allows us to expand and push out. That can cause quakes too. You're right, MJ Mama. That is definitely the right term to use there. Delicate balance. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Sam, what's up? So, you know, this is just something that I don't know what to say, you know. It's just textbook. I'm glad I got to show you guys this because, you know, you can kind of see how we're kind of egg-shaped too. That means we're getting pressure from both sides. Something else interesting that anybody that doesn't look at this very often probably didn't notice it. But watch the pressure build in the back first. See that? And then that comes. That's something I've been seeing for a while. Now, I don't know why scientifically that happens, but it is odd to me that, you know, it builds in the back first. It might be just us, you know, starting at the initial start of reaction with our electromagnetic field is out past this where we can see. So maybe, you know, the Earth is starting to push back already, and that's why we're seeing it here and we don't quite see it here yet. You follow what I'm saying there? So, you know, maybe there is pressure out here, we just can't see it yet because it's off this visual. It's out here. I think that that's probably more like what's actually going on. But, you know, it is kind of odd to see the pressure start in the back like that, and then, you know, and here it comes. Okay? So, you know, regardless, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, you're right, Angelo. It is. It kind of is. You know, it's gearing up for a blowout because it's sensing it. It's starting to interact with our electromagnetic field, and once it starts interacting with our field, the whole field will react at some level. And we know that it does get kind of sometimes sucked around the back from the front. It does do that sometimes. That is a known phenomenon. I can't remember what they call that. I call it like a boomerang effect. Sometimes when we get hit here, you'll actually see it. You can see that even in the solar wind models, we'll get hit here, and then the winds will be blowing this way, and then it'll start to change, and it'll come back like this. Okay? And they do it kind of symmetrically on both sides. We see it often when we get these big hits in the front. So, you know, it's not completely unheard of to see this kind of pressure or whatever. We've talked about this multiple times. I think some of that's normal, but I don't think all of it is. I think sometimes we get pressure that is not being influenced at all by our sun. But it's got to be something different is influencing that. And again, I know that, you know, it's just me saying this. I'm showing you the observation, and it's my opinion, and that, you know, there it is. It's just I don't buy into, you know, everybody's theories everywhere. I don't. You know, I look at everything, and I try to keep everything there so I can see it all. And hopefully one of these days we'll see where everybody can do that with each other, and we can help each other, and we can actually come to some really good answers. And we've already gotten to some really good answers with us at each other's throat all the time. Frankly, I get tired of that stuff. I really do. You know, there's very few people in this genre that I actually will interact with, and that's one of the biggest reasons why. You know, obviously Scott, I interact with him all the time. I don't think anybody's bad people. I see the drama just around it all the time, and I'm not doing it. I don't think you guys would like to see that, and I think it would just take time away from what we really need to be doing. Again, just my opinion. And I guess we're not allowed to just like leave it at that now either. From what I understand, I don't know, and I'll just leave that alone. But that's all, guys. Listen, I don't see how anybody can sit there and say everything that they're saying and doing is empirical fact. You might be able to say a couple things are empirical fact, but you can't say everything that you say and have learned and have shown and all that kind of stuff is empirical fact. That's just dishonest and lying. That's all that is. Really is. I don't care how much evidence you got. I don't care how much observations you got. I don't care how much science you got behind you. To say that you have all the answers and somebody else doesn't have any of it is just wrong. Nobody grows from that. But anyway, here's the Magnetopause models again. This one's the older ones, okay? This is ISWA. And it's, you know, these are still significant models, guys. I have to say that. Some people kind of have discarded these now because they're kind of old. I don't. I still think we get good value out of these. They were good enough for years. Why aren't they still good enough now? Nobody's ever been able to answer that question for me. You know, they were taking these same models and making big claims and statements with them years ago. So is everything they said back then now not applicable? That's the question you have to ask somebody that says that kind of a thing. Do I think that there's better models out there now? Yeah, I do. They're newer. They got more data points. They know what the data's saying a lot better. Anytime you can add data sets and data points to a model, it's always better because it puts in more data so it can have a better idea of what's actually reality. So when it does that, obviously that's got to be better, right? Typically. But this gives us a really good view of what's happening here. Here's a solar wind one I was telling you about, where you can see the direction of the wind. And again, when we get hit, you might even be able to see it here. You can probably see it hit here, and you'll see the arrows kind of do this. Let's take it to where we got a hit. Okay, so let's see if it happens. So we get hit. Now watch the arrows. Yeah, see how they dove down? See, look what's happening here. And they didn't go all the way back. Well, one of them did. But that is something that we see. I will say these were pretty decent hits, you know, but it looks like our Earth, our magnetic field really held up to this because, well, that's happening right now. I'll be interested to see the next update on our geomagnetism, because when we see our bow shock crunch in like that, usually our geomagnetism is on the rise. Oh, here we go. Let me show you this. Look, this is what I was talking about. See this? See how it happened on both sides? I'm going to zoom in on that. I want you guys to see that. This is the phenomenon I was talking about. We got hit in the front. You see the arrows? They circle back around. They did it on both sides. Sometimes that's what causes our backside pressure. Now, I know it doesn't always. And again, I do believe and I hold the opinion that we do have something messing with us back here somewhere. Whatever's going on here. It's not coming, some of this stuff, when we see stuff back here, it's not all coming from the sun, in my opinion. So, yeah. That's a pretty decent little crunch there, guys. And notice it's on this side. Yeah, if our bow shocks crunch around like that, man, I'm going to be hard pressed to think that this. Well, look, we'll have to wait. Okay, we'll wait another hour or two when this thing pops in the new data here. I bet this thing gets up to at least a 3, if not more. Should the Earth's ground state be altered naturally or other? Why would occur? And this is why I need leave your channel What? I don't know, bud. I don't know what you're saying, man. I don't know what you're saying there, bud. I don't know, man. I don't know, bud. Wish I could help you with whatever's going on there. Yeah, I'm confused too. Yeah, I don't know, Arizona. He must not like what I said there. He must not agree, or he must think I'm stupid or something. I don't know. I try to be nice to everybody. Maybe that's his way of being nice and just not agreeing with me, and he's saying he doesn't want to listen to my channel no more. And I'm okay with that. He has every right to do that. Nobody needs to be mad at him for that. I get it. I really do. I get that this stuff, there's so many points of view and stuff. There is. Yeah, don't be scared though, Taylor, okay? Yeah, it's okay to be excited, I think, because, you know, sometimes change is good. A lot of times it is. But sometimes, even though the change is good, it can be hard. And I think sometimes we forget that too. You know, and I know this is kind of cliche. My mom and dad used to say it all the time, and I say it to my kids too. You know, nothing in this world's worth having unless you got to work for it. Anything easy usually doesn't typically turn out to be all that great. Okay, I got you, Sin. Hey man, I respect whatever you're doing there, man. It's whatever you need to do. I don't want anybody to, you know, do anything just because of whatever. You know, do what you need to do, man. Yeah, I know. There is a lot of things that aren't natural. I mean, I've never said any different. There's a lot of, you know, most of the stuff that we're saying and showing here. And that's why, guys, this is why I just show you guys the observations. You know, and I'm not saying that this is Sin's issue at all. I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is that whenever when I do branch out and give my opinion, people do get offended, even though it's just my opinion. I'm not saying Sin's offended, but, you know, people are just at different places, and I get it. I really do. I honestly do think that people should do what they need to do for themselves, and they need to go where they need to go, and we don't need to be mad at them. It's really that simple for me, you know. I got you, man. You're good. Yeah, I mean, guys, and again, I would encourage you guys to go research what he's talking about here. You got to dig deeper into Van Allen belts, is what he was saying up here, and other things. There's so many things, and that's where it becomes, you know, it's hard for everybody to research all of it at the same time, and everybody is at a different spot in their research level and what they're understanding. That's why I think all of us, you know, here in this genre, we all have a place. And, you know, maybe my place is kind of at the beginning, not at the end. I don't know. You know, but I'm just trying the best I can and researching how I can and with what I've got. And I do take everything that you guys give me seriously, and I do look at it with the open mind. I might not agree at the end, but I do look at it and I do give it an honest look. Oh, wow, look at that, guys. Whoa, that's a blowout, boys. Look at that. I didn't expect to see that, guys. I guarantee you now, I will say this without any threat of being wrong on this one. This next bar we see is not going to be down here. Okay? Wow. I didn't expect to see that. That's a hit. That's a hit and a half. Now, again, what you're seeing here, these are our magnetic lines. I want to explain this a little bit further because this happened. Okay, you got your interplanetary magnetic field lines out here. Those are the blue lines. Those are our connections to the sun and other objects. Okay, other celestial objects. Those interplanetary magnetic field lines essentially are what the solar wind travels here on. Okay, that's the road they take. If you look at the black lines, they're the pole lines that come off our poles. If you look at the red lines, there's not very many of them right here, which is, yeah, we should be seeing more of them right now. But this does happen when we get hit real hard, okay? I don't want anybody freaking out over that. But again, the black ones are the pole lines. They should come off our poles and just kind of stretch straight back. That's just what they should do naturally. Yeah, probably a G1 level, Taylor. I'm not sure if we're going to get there that fast, but we'll see. Sometimes that does happen. When we get hit, sometimes it'll jump up there that quick. Something else, what time did this happen? Let me look at this. Roughly about what? 22? We'll just call it 22, okay? Just so I can remember it. Let's go here. And let's look. Let me get down here. Let me change this. I'll just change that. That is the 5-1, and that happened at, look at that, guys. See, I told you. Look at that. Now, this is my time. This isn't UTC. You got to add 5 hours to that. That happened at 2300. When did this happen? What's that say? Remember, I took it back further than what I thought I needed to. You guys heard me say that. So we get hit right about there. Look at the time. That completely 100% matches up with that earthquake. So, you know, I'm not saying that that's all that caused that earthquake. All I'm saying simply is that it added to it. And it might have been the straw that broke the camel's back and allowed that earthquake to pop. You can see what we're doing here. This is chaotic back here, guys. That's a magnetic chaos. That's a chaotic magnetic mess, is what that is. Okay, that's all kinds of mess. That's what I will say right there. That is a hard hit. Now let me tell you what I think that hit is. You guys are probably going to get a little bit shocked here with what I'm getting ready to say. That's the 29th, right? What's today? Today's the 1st, right? Going into the second, essentially. This was 3 days ago. Remember what I said, that it looked like we might catch a glancing blow from that. You guys remember that? I bet you that we are. Okay? I think that that's probably what we're seeing right now. I mentioned it, you know, in my video when I first did it. I've talked about it a couple times already. So I do think that we probably did catch a glancing blow. And that's what hit us so hard right now. I mean, our magnetics does not do this over just straight solar wind. Okay? This is something we got hit with. This is most likely that big halo CME that happened after that big flare. And it was so big, if you guys remember, I can't even go back to show it to you because, well, I think I might have some screenshots of it. Hold on. Give me a second. See if I can't find them. I may not have. I thought I did, but who knows? Let's look at my recently deleted. Maybe they're in there. Oh man, I hate that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna look at that. That'd be just a stupid mess. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, guys. I mean, I do think that because you guys remember what I said. I even said it back then. When you get a blast this big, okay, you get a full halo, right? Let's back it up. Even though this was off the side, I showed you guys on the sun how it rippled across the whole surface of the sun about halfway even this way. So, you know, it was able to do that. Why couldn't it stretch out and give us a glancing blow? I don't think we're taking a direct hit. But let me show you something here. We're going to go over here and look at the Enlil model right now. This right here is what's wrong. You see this right here? You don't see these kinds of numbers into the thousands right here, density, with just a simple solar wind stream. You don't, not from a coronal hole. That is an event type of density level. All right, so when we're looking at this Enlil model right now, this Enlil model is wrong. Okay, so I'll take you to our current time. Right there. So, are we experiencing 6 and 7 density? No, we're not. Are we experiencing 400 on the radial velocity, on the velocity of it? Kilometers per second? No, we're not. This thing is wrong. Just saying. And, you know, that's what we've been talking about with this. I've talked about it for at length before, that we can't trust it way out here. You just can't. Now, given that, here's the CME tracker right now. Now, we're not going to see the one that's hitting us right now on this one, because it updated already for something different to another CME that happened. But if you guys look at this, see the black line? That's supposed to impact us on like the 8th. You can see something. Now, here's the CME that it detected. The CME part of it is not supposed to impact us. But there's high dense material here that even the CME tracker is saying is going to impact us. That's on the 8th or 9th. Now, that might line up with this one. No, it doesn't. Not at all. You can't even go out that far with it. So, you know, we're going to have to watch it. And that's the only thing we can do. But, yeah. So when we get, that's why, guys, when I seen that crunching right here, like that, our bow shock doesn't do that unless we're getting hit good. I mean, that is something that is very significant, is what I'm trying to say. So, and then you take that further, like I said, and you go over here, and this bigger earthquake happens at almost right at the exact same time we got hit. I can't help but think why people can't understand that space weather has an effect on what's going on. And I mean immediate effect. That's an immediate effect, okay? It may be just part of the formula, but that was the one part of the formula that it needed for that earthquake to shake off there. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to back this out. That was it. Yeah, those are way earlier. I'm just trying to see if we had anything closer to this time frame. No, we don't. So, yeah. So, I mean, you know, again, we get earthquakes here quite often, okay? Especially as of late. I get it. But for that thing to be that close at the same time as we got smacked like that, we haven't seen one that big in Mina for a minute. It's a pretty decent size one. It's a 5.1. So let's take a look at the Canadian agency and see what they're saying. Hey Hilly, what's up, bud? Yeah, see, they're not reporting anything. Nothing really all that new or significant. They are reporting some new ones here, but that, remember, we had those two big ones right here, and it probably followed on down. Yeah, Samuel, you do have some. You do have a good point there, and let me explain to everybody what he's saying here. Let me go back here. You guys have heard me say multiple times, the Earth's like a capacitor, okay? And what a capacitor is it's essentially it's a battery. It will store energy. Now, those of us here that have been in any kind of technical position, working on machines and that kind of a thing, even cars, they're used seldom in cars, but they are used. A capacitor will hold energy, and what they use it for in technology here is they will actually plug it into other power sources that will have like an overflow of energy sometimes. They'll get a surge. Well, they take that overflow of energy and they store it in that capacitor. And when the capacitor gets so full, it has no choice, it has to release. It has to. It's got to go somewhere. So, yeah, exactly. Ricky makes a good point there too. Think of how an electromagnetic charge sets off dynamite. Same thing. Yeah, you're right on point there, Ricky. But what happens, guys, is it can happen over a period of, days and weeks, that we can sit here and just get constant, like, low energy hitting us, but whatever's getting funneled in, it has to exhaust somewhere, and it has to let it go. That we can't hold it forever. So we do release it. And we were calling them like an earth, what were we calling it there for a minute? An EME, I think is what we were kind of calling it. An earth magnetic eruption or ejection or whatever. That's just a big name or abbreviation to simply say that Earth, as a capacitor, released its energy. That's simple as that. But that energy doesn't happen overnight. So sometimes when we get these big hits, they're exactly right when they said that we're acting like a capacitor. That was enough energy, and it might have been even like a little jolt enough to cause us to just say, "Oh my gosh, we need to release to protect ourselves. We're too full." So, we have to look at the Earth as, most of the time, guys, we have to look at it more of a magnet than anything, because that's really what it is. Okay? Why do you think we talk about North and South Pole? That's positive, negative. It's all magnetism, electromagnetism, okay? So, yeah. Object around sun causing this. Yeah, some of that could be an earth fart. Yep, good. That's a good analogy there. Yes, good name for that. Menacing's in the house. Heck yeah. What's up, Gina? You're welcome, Gina. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's what happens. Okay? Now, I would almost bet, like I said, this is going to jolt our magnetism. I'm not sure if it's going to get into storm level or not. Hey, Sharon. Guru, what's up? Keith, Yeah, hit that thumbs up, guys. Give me a chance here. Listen, guys. Let me say this too. Hey, Barbara. I ask you. I usually don't ask you guys to do that kind of stuff or share my videos and stuff. I just want you guys to know that I do appreciate it, and I do know that it matters. Thanks, Hilly, for putting my PayPal in there. I appreciate it, bud. And it matters more to me that people get to see it and learn new stuff, or at least get another view. Okay? So, what I'm saying, man, it's a hard thing to put into words. I just want it out there for people to see. I guess what I could say here, it's not about monetary gain for me. Never has been, never will be. But again, like I said, Illy just put my PayPal in there. I do a lot of work here, and I do a lot of stuff. I don't feel bad for accepting things like that, but I'm not going to come out here and just ram it down somebody's throat, give you a bunch of BS kind of excuses and that kind of thing. It's just not me. You guys got all kinds of life happening too. I help people out whenever I can, and you guys have reciprocated a lot of that back to me already, and I can't tell you how humbled I am. So, enough about that monetary crap. I said all that monetary stuff just to let you know. That's why I want my videos out there, so people can see them and maybe learn something different, get a different point of view, maybe even have come to the channel and have something to add that I might not be looking at. The clicks and views the numbers don't really hardly matter to me, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here for you guys and for the connection I built with you guys, and to try to help as much as I can. Try to do something positive, try to take something negative like what I'm showing you here, and at least put some sort of a positive outlook on things. You're not going to get that hardly anywhere else on the internet, guys, when we're talking about this subject. You're just not. People go straight gloom and doom. I mean, this is what they do. And I'm not here for no clickbait, click views, and click all this, and oh my gosh, guys, falling type of stuff. Not even going to do it. So, yeah. Enough of that. But I do think that this right here, guys, is most certainly something that is going to raise our geomagnetism. Let me update that, see if we got anything else. Yeah, we got a couple more here. Hold on. Well, you guys see how quick it calmed down? Wow, look at that. That's interesting. Watch this. Let's go to the start of it. That was at 2200. Okay, the big hit right there. Look at the time. 2300. What time that earthquake happened? 2300. So anyway, we keep moving here. And see how stuff just gets all whopper jawed real quick like. Now, most of you guys have been on my channel has seen this kind of a signature. Because this is what happens almost every time we get hit. Real hard anyway. But watch as this, on the back end of it here. I showed you guys that one. This one we seen. See how long it's staying? All blowed out? That means we got hit pretty hard. Then things are trying. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, whopper jawed. That's right. I said it. It's just a phrase I use. I'm sorry. I'm a hillbilly, guys. Sorry. But you can see, look at the IMF lines, how they're getting contorted just in all kinds of crazy different directions. Notice how the closed field lines that we usually have sticking out here, the red ones, aren't there. So we do that, and then you can see where again, when you see these lines pile up in the front and they're only happening on one side, we're definitely getting something there. Then it goes to that. This is where it gets strange. In 4 minutes, we go from that to that. Notice what we're not seeing there. What are we not seeing? There aren't no IMF lines up here. Where'd they go? Makes you wonder. Now, there are a bunch of them back here. And the reason why it looks so crazy is because, you know, the actual density, or whatever you want to call it here on this particular map, the color of blue, the background blue there, is the same color as the IMF line. That's why it's kind of blending in. Looks like it's almost not there. But that's not what's up here, because this is orange. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, guys. Hold on a minute. Okay. Alright. I just wanted to see that. Because they're still there. You see them? They're real light. You just can't see them. Some people might try to say that they're not there, but they're there. Okay, guys? They are. You can see them. Just got to get in there and look real close. The magnetic field line, interplanetary magnetic field lines, IMF, the blue ones. So, let's do this. There's another one we can go look at. We haven't looked at this one yet. This is the Australian model. Oh, wow. Let's look what it does here. It's coming about the time where this thing goes crazy. Here's the density right here. Oh no, really? That sucks. Let me reset that. That's December 2nd. Okay, that's the most updated one. Let's go back to the first and see if it'll... Yeah, it's bouncing bad. I can tell you that right now. I mean, this density's going from 25 to 30. I mean, it's going all over the place. Down to 0, and then bam, it hit. So watch what happens here as we get closer to when that hit us. Hopefully the data's there. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Wow. These are 1 minute captures, by the way. You get a capture every 1 minute. Now the wind speed went up too, guys. So that's why it's such a big hit. Now, given that, I can almost guarantee you we took a sideways blow from that Halo CME. Okay? And it was here and gone really fast. But when the density and the speed goes up at the exact same time, typically that's some sort of a hit, okay? From a CME or something like that. I'm not sure, Taylor. Are you seeing G1 somewhere? I have to, I'm waiting on it to update. That hasn't updated yet. We just looked at it a second ago. It's right here. So, let's do this. Yeah, it hasn't updated yet. Has anybody got their alerts turned on their phones? I don't have that alert app. There are a few apps out there you can download that will give you an alert if there is a solar storm or whatever going on. Cosmic ray alerts, everything. Yeah, guys, that's some bouncing around. That is definitely fluctuating. When we're doing that, guys, think of it like a rubber band. Like if you stretch it out over like a Kleenex box, like a guitar, and you pluck that. What happens? It reverberates, right? Man, that's a cool man. That's a cool name. Child of God with that font. Wow. Man, did you ever put that in the chat? I want that keyboard. I want to check that out. I might have to change mine around. Yeah, pluck that guitar. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Like rubber band ready to snap. Guys, that's what, you know, when I show you guys the pictures of the sun. Let's go over to ISWA real quick. Well, let's do this real quick. I'm going to go to the most updated capture here. Now, this is today. Now, look what happened today, guys. We had another large CME. Okay? Now, I do think that that one's going to give us a glancing blow, too. And the reason I think that, let's go to stereo A. Look what's going on here. Stereo A is here. The Earth is here. The other view I just showed you was from our view. So it looked like it was going to the left from our view, but stereo A is showing it like it's going to the right. That means that it most likely is coming at us. Or at least close enough that it's going to hit us. Okay? And this is what I've been waiting on the CME tracker to update for, and it still hasn't. So let me pause that right there. Yeah, I know you guys are seeing that thing shoot across there. I'm not quite sure what that one is. I'm not so sold that this is like the normal like cosmic ray things that get shot across these sometimes. This one actually to me looks like some sort of a meteorite close to the satellite because it has a tail. Okay, you can even see it over here. It's got direction. You can see how it's brighter away from the sun, and it tails off to a little bit dimmer. That means that this thing is traveling. That's an object that's actually traveling. Now, this up here, don't freak out about that. That's Venus. Okay? It's just in the view of the camera. That's it. So, I'll back this up so you guys can see it again. But yeah, that ejection was about a half to 3/4 halo. So, you know, so you get this. Let me back it up another. So yeah. Wow. So, we're looking at this, right? We'll go ahead and I'll get this uploaded here. Get this time-lapse going. And I'll show you guys where this CME blew at. Let me get the 131 rocking too real quick. Oops. Let's get that out of here. So we'll get that loaded up and we'll take a look at it. But as we're looking at this up here is where the CME came from. This is the big sunspot we've been talking about for over a week now. This is another active area. This is the one that blew the big ones. Okay? The one off the direct side of it, and then this other one that we're just, right now, we're getting a glancing blow from, it looks to be. So, this up here is where the other CME came from. Why isn't this? Oh, I didn't push play. That was stupid. Hey, keeps digging. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, this is actually loading pretty fast. Let's go here. Yeah, this one's already loaded. Hopefully, I went back far enough. For it to take me back. Oh man, it might not be far enough. I don't think it was. I'm gonna have to go back a little further. Sorry, guys. Let's see if that gives us. But, you know, you would have thought it would have been coming from some of this stuff here. While that's loading, I'm going to take you over to, I thought I had that pulled up. Man. This is spaceweather.com. Oh, wow. That ain't good. Holy smokes, look at that. One of the radio telescopes where they actually use sound and radio to see with. It's much like bats see and everything, but people sometimes can't understand that they can use audio to see with. But, yeah. Wow. That's one of the telescopes. It says, a key cable snap dropping a 1,000,000-pound dome onto the antenna. Because when we're looking at, it says telescope, right? It has an antenna. It's sending out, it's a radio signal. So it's crazy. That's nuts to see that. Oh, wow, look at that. You know how many we had yesterday? 6. We got 56 today. Holy cow. Yeah, Arkabo's toast, Rick. That's what I just said. That is bad. I hate to see that. I really do. It was ran, it says here, by Cornell University. I mean, that's some good substantial stuff, guys. Now, you know, that's an accident. I'm not going to sit here and try to claim some sort of conspiracy. But you always have to wonder if that's something that was in their mind, and maybe that might be something nefarious. But, you know, I'm not saying that that's what happened, because I absolutely have no evidence for that. But, you know, we got to be skeptical when we see stuff like that. But you see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got a 5th one here. It's a sunspot. So we're going to have, you know, 5 sunspots still facing the Earth. Let's go back to ISWA here. And I'll show you that CME from earlier. Look up here. Is it going to show it or what? Holy cow. Maybe I went back too far. This is to update it. Anyway, we had a CME right there, guys, and that's where that big one came from. And you can see the cloud and everything. And so with it being Earth facing, doesn't necessarily mean 100% it's going to hit us. It just means that the chances are way greater. And the angle of it does seem to be going this direction more so. But because of the halo part of it that it expanded out so far, I still think we're probably going to get a glancing blow from this. So, take that for what it's worth. I'm going to update this again and see what we get here. I'd already be off this live stream if it wasn't for that happening, just so you know. Wow, I mean, we take that one big hit and then we kind of go back to normal, like really, really quick. But we don't have no more data there, so. Yeah, we had a couple little small flares there too, Taylor. There were some smaller flares here. If you go over here, you see these? Those are those smaller flares. Also this one, that one was pretty small too. But it did get into like mid-class C. Yeah, I mean, guys, frankly, guys, some of this stuff that I'm showing you right now is kind of scary. I don't want to say that it's like crazy scary because, listen, we can't control it. We shouldn't fear it. We just got to be aware of it and, you know, pay attention. And I say this a lot. God gave us a brain. Use it. You know, sometimes people really take things way too far in a direction that's just way crazy, and they forgot where they came from. You can still go down those crazy rabbit holes. That's not what I'm saying. I do it every day. What I'm saying is that you still have to understand that sometimes things are not a conspiracy. So, you lose your grandpa, Mark? Sorry, man. Holy crap. Sorry, Mark. Man, that's horrible, bud. If there's anything I can do for you personally, let me know, please. Red Dragon, please don't say stuff like that. That's... Get him out of here. Don't let him back. Get him out of here. That's ridiculous. I don't care what kind of context he was putting that in. It has no way. That's not just, yeah. No, there ain't no timing out. That's gone. Not even putting up with that crap. It's ridiculous. The timing of that, no, you don't say that to somebody just lost a family member. That is ridiculous. So anyway, Mark, seriously, buddy, I mean, you need anything, you let me know. If I can help you out with your channel at all, doing anything, you know, you call me if you need to. That's, yeah. Love you too, man. For real. God, man, that's horrible. Wow, buddy. Man. What time are you going to get on, man? I'm getting ready to shut this one down anyway, so you go ahead and do what you got to do, okay? We'll try to get everybody over there. And, 30? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. That's a rough thing, guys. That's, you know, that's something we all deal with sometimes. And, you know, I know Mark knows this too. But I think everybody here is doing nothing but supporting him right now. You know, it's horrible. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up, man. So if you want to go ahead and start your thing, man, go ahead. I'll get everybody over there. Guys, please stick around here for a second, and I'll get you guys some links. And we'll go over here and give Mark some support today. He lost his grandfather, so if you guys didn't see that. So I really think that we need to, yeah, we got to be there for people, you know, guys. We really do. So, yeah. Video link for what, Hilly? What you got? I must have missed that one. Hey, Jeff, I seen you pop through there, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, not say hi to you. Yeah, that's his web page, guys. Go there. It's awesome. His YouTube channel, I mean. Yeah, guys. I mean, that, see, and this is what I'm saying, guys. Oh, it's okay. Cool. Yeah. Send it to me too. I like looking at that stuff. Yeah. You know, when we hear stuff like this about people we care about. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it, man. It's like a shot in the gut, you know? So you can only imagine what Mark's feeling like right now. Most of us have lost people in our lives like that. You know, if you haven't, consider yourself lucky. You know, I lost my first grandparent when I was like 22. I was very lucky to have my grandparents till I was that age. You know, believe it or not, my great-grandmother outlived all of them. Thanks, Hilly. I appreciate that, man. He posted my PayPal link there, guys. Yeah. I'd rather you guys go give it a mark right now, if you would. That's a hard thing, guys. It is. This time of year, especially. I don't know, MJ. I don't know what that woman, just to give you guys kind of a positive story on something like that. That woman was active and active and active. And I think that was really what it was. I think that's what kept her around. Just to give you guys context, to let you know, she outlived 4 children, 2 husbands, multiple grandchildren. And I sit back and I wonder, you know, if that was me, would I really want to go through that? You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't. And I'm talking about some of her children went through some pretty horrific death. It was bad. You know, well, really all 3 of them. One of her oldest daughter, she had back in the late 70s, early 80s, she had cancer. And let me tell you something. They gutted that woman. It was horrible to watch her, because they didn't have the technology then and the medicines and stuff that they do now. So that was a bad thing. And I had, as a child, watching her go through that, it was kind of traumatic for me. But regardless, and then the other daughter, my Aunt Noni, she was that woman gave the best hugs, number one. But she had really bad diabetes, and she knew she was going to go, so she actually told her husband. She lived in South Bend, Indiana, and it was about a 3.5 hour drive to my grandma's house, her sister, and my great grandma was living there. She knew she was going, so she wanted her husband to put her in the car and take her to her mom. That's what he did, and no sooner she walked in the door, and gave my great grandma a hug, she died right there on the kitchen floor. It was something to see. Not something to see, but it was something that just, you don't forget stuff like that. And then when my great grandmother, the one I'm talking about right now, when she did pass, that was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. If I ever questioned whether there was a God or not, that it just set it in stone that there's no way that there's not. This woman had, I don't know, guys. It was just so, I get emotional talking about it, obviously. But she waited. She had been incoherent for like 3 or 4 days. And she was in a nursing home and stuff. She was old, okay? Pushing 100. But anyway, she, everybody was coming in to visit her, from all the grandchildren and great-grandchildren. She waited until everybody but my grandma, her daughter, all the grandchildren from that side of the family, she waited till we were in the room and everybody else was gone, and then she let herself go. She hadn't opened her eyes for like 4 days. She literally opened her eyes and smiled, and one little tear dripped down her face, and she was gone. It's one of the most amazing things I felt very honored to even be there for that. I know it sounds weird, but it was amazing. Amazing. Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to talk about that no more. We are going to, let's go see if Mark's live yet. Not quite yet. I'm going to try to stay on here, guys, until he gets live. That way, okay. Okay, bud. You're good, man. How many we got hanging out in here? Yeah, I figured my viewers would go down. It usually does towards the end of the video anyway. But, man, thanks for sticking with me tonight, guys. That's pretty good right there. I really didn't mean to go this long. I'm kind of glad I did now because Mark's, yeah. So, you guys got any questions on what I was showing you guys? What I can do, let's do this real quick. While we're waiting. Take you guys back here to seeds and show you this. This is what happened today, okay? And you can even see stuff shooting across the camera here. I do think those are meteorites. They're going in all kinds of crazy directions. They're not, you know, doing any of that kind of stuff. Any kind of like beam looking stuff, nothing like that. That's usually what we see when it's cosmic ray stuff. But yeah. I'll tell you what, something else we can do real quick. Let's just go over here and see, let's get an update on the earthquakes here. See if we got anything else popping off. Yeah, got one right there. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing big going on right here, right now, at this second. You know, like I said, though, guys, I mean, that one's kind of out of place. Oh, something else, guys. There was like a 4-point something in Germany. Or like a high 3. Can I show a video of yours? Yeah, sure, I can take you guys over there real quick. You guys want to see one of Christina's videos? We can do that real quick. It's cool stuff. I don't know why. This is what Christina does, guys. Check it out. Sorry. Take that song and go play it on your channel, man. I seen your 80s gig thing there you did. That was pretty cool. I like that. I really did. You guys are awesome. You guys are talented, man. I'm telling you. I mean, no doubt. Wow, look at this pier. I don't know if I've ever seen a pier with boards like that, angled like that. That's pretty neat. Yeah, Enigma. For sure, they were awesome. Yeah, you're welcome, Angela. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, I can tell you have fun, actually. You know, that's one thing I could tell when you were doing your videos. You guys look like you were really having a great time. Under the boy. Yeah, there you go. I like that song too. Well, let's, can I even back out of this or what? Oh, duh. So yeah, guys, go check out her channel. I put the link in there. Here, we'll do it again. There you go. So, let's do this. Let's try and see if Mark is live yet. Probably not. Not quite yet. He's getting there. I'm sure he's getting there. Let's give him some time, guys. Give him some time. I know. What else you guys want to see? You guys got any questions? Let me help you out on any kind of questions you got. What we got left in here? 206? Okay. That's cool. All right, guys, listen. I got 206 people, about 200 people in here. Let's just do him a favor, and all of us at least stop in there for 30 seconds. Throw him a like. Let him know how much we love him, because I'm telling you guys, he has given out so much love and positivity that times like this, when he needs it, we need to be there. You know? You ain't even got to say nothing in the chat. Let's just go over there and give him a really good video like ratio. You know, if anything. And obviously, I know a lot of you guys will stay. You guys will love it anyway. You know, he just does such a great job. So let me do this. I'm going to what I can do. What I will do is this. Let's go back here. I'm going to put a link in here to his channel. This is one of his videos. Just if you have to go like right now, that's fine. But just do me a favor, come back for like 5 minutes if you get a chance. Okay? You guys will not regret it, I promise.
Saturday night, late night, feeling right, all right, it's going to be if we let the pain slip away, let the world feel the light we have to share. I know the flow of time we come slips through the hourglass, and I know what I can do. Fade into the night, into the day, and then play all night. Somewhere under the stars, under the sky, and then we wonder why we are here. Right.
Alright guys, he's live, okay? I'm going to get the link to that real quick. He just posted that song 2 hours ago, so obviously his grandfather was inspiring that, for sure. You can see him. Guys, you can see the pain on his face. Let's go give him some support, please. He's live? I'm not seeing him, man. Hell yeah, I'm not catching him live, man. Yeah, I'm not seeing him live right now. So we'll go back here and we'll try to listen to the rest of this song.
The hatred, it's unbearable, and I couldn't stand by any longer. No, I gotta get up, I gotta do what I can, I gotta.
Alright, here we go.
I'm here to connect with you, to amplify your current state, and I'm here with you on day 702 in a row of the Mark Pyers Real Talk Show. And we're going to get into it like we do every single day, but today is a very special and different day for me. Last night we had another great show, and late night, a couple of the family members asked for a song. See if I play a couple songs late night. Usually I pass on that because kids are asleep upstairs, but I'm losing 60% of my frames.
Okay, guys, listen. I'm gonna put him on mute for a second. Let's all go over there, okay? Let's give him some love. He needs it. All right? Please. See you guys there. God bless. Yahusha saves, and